Alright, and welcome back everybody to the Wonders of Constellation in Starfield, episode 8 on Shackham Gaming. We are going to talk to Sarah, but in due time. Hold on, we'll first explore the lodge here.
Constellation, Noel.
There's like lots of things. What is that even? Permanently reduces fall damage, yes. The famous Bethesda, magazines.
A young girl like you.
Give me that.
No shortage of opportunities.
I'm gonna explore a bit around, see if I can find anything fancy to show you guys. Like this guy being depicted Barrett, that is like an apostle or something. Man, these guys are all about drawing math and not eating. Look at them. Sandwich left uneaten. Hold on, consume it. Yes, mine. And I can leave the math to the others, I guess. Hey, cool ship. It even has a helipad. Nice. Well done.
Alright.
I have to say I'm kind of disappointed that there are still, physical keyboards right now.
Summa Theologica is
What are you guys talking about?
I've been asking a few questions in my spare time.
I knew it. Well, best of luck.
Well, we still do have a religious person and a non-religious
running
person here.
Constellation at a time like this.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole
nonsense,
life for this.
and dedication.
Constellation, the art...
One at a time.
That doesn't sound crazy, does it?
Let's talk to the crazy person first.
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Matteo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
I knew there was something theological about him. So these artifacts all came out of caves or what?
Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust?
Alright, that's one way of putting it. What do you make of the vision that I saw?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but if the label fits.
Yeah, I actually saw God and he said everybody should be my subject. No, nobody gonna believe that. Hold on, we get answers depending on this. If it meant something I didn't understand it, I know it's important, I can feel it. Maybe I'm just going crazy, which is the probable answer. All I know is I've never experienced anything like it. You think this was a religious experience? No, do not encourage him. Well, if it meant something, I just don't understand it, let's be honest.
Okay, that's all right. Maybe you weren't supposed to. Maybe it'll make sense later. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
Alright, I'm with you there. What brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation.
Wow.
After
Okay.
a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
Nothing like inviting the thief of your corporation to the same table, eh? Alright, nice. Good talk.
Take care of yourself.
Let's talk to the other guy now, the one that busted you while you were stealing his stuff.
Well, I suppose that station in orbit has more than paid for itself at this point. Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
You think? Old man, come on.
Is everything okay?
I've been called worse. No,
I just
don't encourage him.
don't know how he
If that
does
was
it.
an apology you can
Up
do
there
better,
with
you do
all
not
those
even know me. Yeah, let's go with the middle one. I'm gonna be aggressive with this guy.
Intended.
I am sorry I besmirched your chosen profession and made assumptions about your character. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
Grumpy is right. You can tell by the fact he uses words like besmirched. Just watch the grumpiness in the future. No, come on, he's made an opening. I'm gonna be a bit more positive this time. I hope the drinks are at least free. Yeah, let's have some fun.
Yes, well, a stocked bar is a treat I think Constellation can afford. For now. But if you clean us out, you're on your own. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that, by the way. Like, all Bethesda games have a huge part in them that is about crafting stuff, exploring and finding materials and whatnot. I'm gonna forego that. I'm gonna be all about the story in this, in this playthrough. And I've read you do not need that, really. You can find whatever you need out in the open, let's see. This isn't where I'd expect to find a CEO. What is your role in Constellation? Yeah, let's lead with that one.
Me? Why, I'm the wallet.
Ha, figures.
Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here. I do have other things that require my attention,
Yeah, I love a good company structure. So Constellation has him for the wallet, the other guys for the brains, and now they have me for the muscle. Nice. Do you think the vision I had means anything? How would he know? He's not a scientist. What kind of company is Stroud-Eklund? Oh, that is interesting. What can you provide me with?
We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud-Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud-Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days.
Oh. Some beef with the government there. Alright, cool. This isn't where I'd expect to find a CEO. Well, I don't care about it. You know what? I got everything I need out of this guy.
Until next time.
The other ones, I kinda see where they're going. Hey, let's talk to the brains of the operation. Well, hello.
That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it.
It's a video game,
I'm
come on.
well. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to
You're
us.
welcome. Sarah said something about a place for me to stay. But it's not important, come on. You seem to know a lot about these artifacts. Yes, tell us more.
Oh, gosh. No, I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
Yes, a lot of work for me ahead of us, I guess. Let me know how I can help you learn more. Alright, let's see if that leads to a mission or something.
Well, right now, nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition. I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're going to be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Okay, I'm probably not gonna be doing that. Organic stuff, got it. Wink, wink. No, come on, Chuck, don't go there. I have more important things to worry about. How would organic resources help learning about the artifacts? You know what? No, let's not engage into more conversation. She's just gonna go on about sciencey stuff.
There's a galaxy chock full of resources. The more data I have, the more thorough an analysis I can do. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay.
Aha.
Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
So when you mean you can pay, you mean Walter can pay, right? Alright, let's see. I've got some organic resources for you, do I? Really? Oh, sure, take them.
Anything I can learn from is a help.
Oh, and now I'm supposed to give her, like, my resources. Alright, take some fiber. How about that? Did you like it? She's not even, answering. That's how cheap it was. Let's see. The vision. What do you think about it?
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations.
Okay.
What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon.
Oh, this is very reminiscent of Mass Effect. Whoever's played that, those visions that we couldn't interpret, and in the end it was like, it was too much for our brain to handle at one point. In any case, this wasn't random synapses firing, it means something, so there is a reasonable explanation. Whatever I saw and heard, it wasn't coming from me. Barrett saw something too. Let's compare what we saw against what Barrett saw.
He did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't.
Ah, yes, I'm the one that actually confirms the, the hypothesis, I guess. This wasn't random synapses firing, it means something, damn it.
Sure, I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just thinking it through. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
Yes, but I'm more in it than everybody else, right? Let's see. I was wondering about other types of exploration works besides the artifacts. Yes, give me missions.
Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Alright, there are mission boards obviously throughout this game, but they are not, about good missions, story-filled side missions and whatnot, so I'm gonna skip those, but I'm gonna do every single side story that I come across. That's how I'm gonna play this. Alright, I think we got enough.
Stay safe, okay?
I'll try, but I cannot guarantee. We haven't even talked to Vasco yet, by the way. He's been accompanying us.
You are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
Nah, if it has a bed, it's fine with me. Vasco, talk.
Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna be doing that. That is too much busy work for me. I'm sorry, I'm all about the story. I could use you on my crew. You are already on my crew. Outpost development, no. Do you miss Barrett? No. How long have you been part of the Constellation? You know what? None of these are important. Let's go. Alright, let's see what else we can find. I'm gonna explore around a bit. Alright, so there's a basement area here that I came down to. Obviously, it's chock full of things where you can craft things with. So, 3 benches and whatnot. I'm not gonna get into that. That's a bit too boring for me. Let's keep exploring. Alright, so I'm into the private quarters of somebody, and he's a fan of interesting films here. Yes, 2 dates for Darla. Number 4. Man, how many dates has Darla had? Jesus Christ. Governor's first meeting agenda. What is that about? It is a short text. This is an agenda for the very first meeting of the governor of Aquila. That is, by the way, the Freestar Collective capital. The kind of the enemies, but currently friends with UC. Solomon Coe and his cabinet. The list itself is purely off topics, so what was discussed and decided is unknown. It includes topics about trade with Volai, Ashta investigation, and planned celebration. Alright, not too much, I guess. Hey, look at this. We got like a roof garden thing going on here. It's not very impressive, but it's still a roof garden, damn it. Makes the price of this real estate go up a bit. Alright, and now I'm in the upper floor, getting into private rooms of others people's, because, you know me, that is what I do. And we already get some credits, I must steal them. These belong to me now. And some notes. Alright, from a news report about Constellation's near collapse. Oh no, what happened? And although Constellation's relevance has been a subject of much debate amongst the New Atlantis intelligentsia, the disappearance of founder Sebastian Banks was a blow most felt the organization couldn't survive. In fact, Constellation disbanding seemed imminent, until member Chloe Bao changed her vote in the 11th hour, thus ensuring the group's continued operation, at least for the time being, as well as her unexpected appointment to the position of chair. Alright. Interesting stuff. And we even get a speech by Mr. Sebastian Banks. Can we have somehow play this? This would be nice if this was audio, but alright, in any case. An excerpt was Constellation founder Sebastian Banks steering a speech to the United Colonies leadership about the importance of continued space exploration. That is why, my esteemed peers, I beseech you, do not forego the dreams of humanity only to plunge civilization into an endless nightmare. The settled system stands once more on the brink of war. And for what? A dispute over space? The cosmos is infinite, and yet, like our earthbound ancestors, we have become selfishly obsessed over what we consider ours. At our core, are we a race of conquerors? Of warriors? No, my friends. If nothing else, humans are explorers. So let us continue exploring. Now is the time to venture beyond the imagined borders of the settled systems and fulfill the dreams of humanity. For if we continue down this path, funding only war and not exploration, I fear there will be no one left to remember why we fought in the first place. Nice. Good speech. Man, we get some cool paintings in this place. I wonder if these places are actual places that we can visit. That would be awesome. Also, the mirrors in this game are a lie. Where am I? Come on, reflect me, goddammit. Nah, I'm asking too much of games, I guess. And now I've stumbled into Noelle's room. As you can guess, it's like kind of her personal room slash laboratory all at once. The only interesting thing I found is this. My friend Wilby. Nice. Should I take it? No, come on. Do not deprive her of her plushies. Alright, and this is Sarah's room, and she's got a lot of books here. One of them lying on the table, even. The report, the Clark Lewis. Oh geez, that is a lot of reading, but you know what? I promised you lore, so here it goes. I breached the hull at approximately 1348 Sol time. As expected, all internal systems were offline. Emergency power had ceased to function years earlier, so I was navigating the ship in 0G. Again, I expected that. Almost immediately, I started seeing the bodies. They were everywhere. The crew, the settlers, all of them drifting throughout the ship. What surprised me were the obvious variations in the causes of death. Those not in suits were frozen and fairly well preserved, and I imagined some of them actually asphyxiated. Others were emaciated, as if they had starved prior to death and freezing. Others had substantial wounding, gunshots, stab wounds. I even found an arm floating amongst the debris, but not the owner of said arm, oh no. It was then I got into the engine room that things finally started to make sense. Due to my approach, I hadn't noticed it from the outside, but half of the compartment was actually gone, completely destroyed. The helium-3 tanks were ruptured, somehow. Sabotage? Faulty equipment? It wasn't clear. But the reactor was gone, blown into space. No helium-3 meant no jumping. No reactor meant no engines, no thrusters. That meant the Clark Lewis that was dead in space, forever. A few personal logs I discovered only confirmed what I then assumed. Life on the Clark Lewis devolved over the course of the next few years. Some people starved to death, others resorted to violence and even murder. There was even some compelling, though unsubstantiated evidence indicating cannibalism. Oh, Jesus Christ. For the settled systems at large, the disappearance of the Clark Lewis is a topic of urban legend, like Bigfoot or the Roanoke colony. Part of the myth held that the ship had made it to some Eden-like planet where the settlers had established a kind of utopia. It's a hell of a thing knowing something an entire galaxy does not, holding on to truth so terrible you're not even sure it should see the light of day. And all of this is from Chloe Bow's extensive 2282 report on the destruction of the Clark Lewis colony ship, which was reported lost in the year 2257. It was a subject of much contention within Constellation. At a time when space exploration was already on the decline, Sebastian Banks feared that the horrifying story of the Clark Lewis and its crew would prevent people from venturing out into the dangerous unknowns of space. Well, we get some good readings here. Imagine if we can actually find that ship, that would be nice, like a mission or something. In any case, let's keep exploring for a bit. Alright, and this is the room of the religious nut, Matteo. Man, look at this, he's so zen with the plants and whatnot. I actually dig Matteo's room. Anything interesting here? We get Sir Livingstone's second journal. Who is he and why is he important? Let's find out. I heard tell from some of the old-timers that although the Earth suffered its sad fate, that her faithful companion Luna fared much better. Apparently, you can still find the remnants of one of the old Apollo missions, something of a secret rite of passage for chairs of Constellation, if Banks was to be believed. Ooh, will we go through a rite of passage as well? That would be interesting. During one of those rare interludes of calm while doing other research on Earth, I figured I could spare the time. I was, as they say, in the neighborhood. It took some serious scanning and a couple false leads, but I found it. To walk in the same place as those earliest of interstellar explorers. Unbelievable what they achieved with such primitive technology. I found the whole experience moving, inspiring. I will advise my successor to do the same. We'll make a proper tradition of it yet. An excerpt from Sir Malcolm Livingstone's second journal. Nice, interesting, full of passion. What do we have here? Fresh produce, yes! Hey, you wouldn't have expected it, but from the studio that brought you the Interceptor, the return of the Interceptor. Whose room are we at? I have no idea, but it looks like he's a boxing nut, so I'm guessing maybe Barrett or something. Hey look, he's got a plushie too. Yes, a plushie Xeno Snuggle. Nice. the real version is much deadlier, I bet. Okay, I do not get this poster. It is all about economic meltdown. I'm seeing the meltdown, just not the economic, you know. Hey, and I think I found my room. Yes, because it doesn't say owned when you, when you try to sleep in somebody else's bed, it usually says owned and doesn't allow you. This one doesn't, so I'm betting it's mine. What am I into? I'm into Moby Dick. No, I do not like any dick. Or Great Expectations thereof. I'm sorry, I'm horrible. Any case, let's keep exploring for a bit. And hey, I found the meeting room. Nice, it got all the gadgets you'd expect. Although, I have to comment on this. Why does it have one tissue, two tissues? Why so many tissues? Is a lot of crying going on in this boardroom, or what is going on here? Oof, man, I stumbled into some sort of secret room here because there are lots of cases, weapon cases that say inaccessible. Weapon case also inaccessible. Man, there's gotta be some story-related content happening in this room. I guess we'll see. And obviously the most important room of them all is the kitchen. Yes, where all the booze resides. And Mr. Livingston's journal again is not like the same. I think that's the same. Oh, it's actually not. Hold on. So we're gonna read through this as well. Sir Malcolm Livingstone's appointment to the role of Constellation Chair was controversial to say the least, as he essentially bought his way into the position. Nevertheless, Banks's contributions to the organization were substantial, as evidenced by his excerpt from his personal journal. In time, the others will come to accept me as a chair, I'm sure. Until then, I remain committed to improving the organization to the best of my abilities. And if those improvements rely even more on my already considerable monetary contribution, yes, flex the money, then so be it. I agreed we need a robot, but disagreed with the purchase of a newer Model A lunar robotics is a shadow of what it was once. Instead, I managed to procure an original Model A, yes, manufactured on the moon. Bought him for a song, found him rusting in some junk heap in Aquila City. I'm having him refurbished as I write this, and in a couple days he'll be as good as new. I've decided to name him Vasco. Oh yes, that's how Vasco came to be. That's his Vasco story, nice. And like his namesake, I imagine he'll be as flawed as he is effective. My next step is renovating the lodge. Sebastian Banks has the good sense to name the building appropriately, but it is time to eject a bit of old world grandeur. If we are to be the gatekeepers of art, science, culture, and exploration, our headquarters must express that. It's time I called in some favors and searched in those hidden corners of the settled systems to procure the things that would truly make this place come alive. There are some treasures from old Earth that desperately need an appropriate home. Yes, Mr. Livingston. Alright, and I think we've explored like the entire building right now, and it took me like an entire episode as well, so I apologize for that. In any case, in the next one, we're gonna talk to Sarah and embark on our first ever main mission for the game. Bye bye guys, see ya then.